Hello, everyone. It's good to be with you today. Before this call, I was trying to recollect my own experiences with the whole MBA program search process. Uh, and it really wasn't too long ago for me, about 6 or 7 years ago, but I'll never forget how busy of a process that it was. And I know that many of you on the call are probably studying and taking the GMAT, researching graduate schools, applying, interviewing, and managing that entire process, which seems like a full-time job, I'm sure. But I'll also remember the excitement and this kind of self-imposed stress and the pressure of choosing the best fit school and making the right decision. And I say all this, I guess, because I know that all of you, by your mere attendance here, are doing a lot to get as much information as you possibly can. So I think the format that these webinars provide are a great opportunity to get that other piece of the puzzle. It's an important one. It provides an important perspective. So I'm glad that I was asked to be a part. Thank you. And hope that I can be of some help to everyone on the call today. So as Kimberly mentioned, I graduated from the Crosby MBA program back in 2010. And prior to that, I received my undergrad from Mizzou. I was originally a music education major, but transferred to the business school, earned my business degree, and then started working in the healthcare IT consulting industry. I did that for 2 years, and I would say that the short time that I was there, the healthcare and consulting industries, it was a great experience, and it gave me exactly what I was looking for at the time. Something that was fast-paced. It was an industry that was quickly evolving and that seemed almost entrepreneurial at times. And it tested and put to use all of these skills that I had gained at Missouri as an undergrad. But the reason that I decided to go back to graduate school was similar to Brett. You know, I want to hone my skills. I wanted to have options available to me. And another driver was the healthcare industry and the consulting industry. It was something that I was interested in some regards, but when it came to healthcare, I knew there wasn't a huge passion and understanding from my end to see myself in it for the long term. But like I said, the consulting piece I really liked. These elements of working in teams with clients, working with problems to try to find good solutions, and then communicating all of this great stuff to various people. That was appealing to me. So I started to look into grad schools that could help me, in a sense, reset, build upon my interests in consulting, but also steer me towards a different career other than healthcare IT. So I eventually found that match in my job here at the Federal Reserve, and I'll talk more about that a little later. But I thought I'd spend just a little time talking about why I chose Mizzou and why it was a great fit for me from a familiarity standpoint, a financial standpoint, and obviously most important, just the program and opportunities that the program gave to me that helped to lay such a good foundation. So from a familiarity standpoint, I grew up in Kansas City and was raised in the Midwest. And Mizzou, like I mentioned, was where I received my undergraduate degree. So the University of Missouri and Columbia were familiar to me in a lot of ways, but it just felt like home. And Brett mentioned something else that I think is so true in my own experience. It was the real relationships that I knew were possible with my peers and the faculty and the staff. That was a huge component of my decision to go to Mizzou. But also for those who aren't familiar with Columbia or Missouri or even the Midwest, Columbia is a great college town. Columbia and Missouri are, I guess, kind of folksy. It's a cultural cross-section in many regards, and it just has a great pace and great values about it. From a financial standpoint, Mizzou was affordable and offered me a great value. So a great education and an affordable price that I was able to meet through my graduate assistantship, which I worked in the Business Career Services offices. And also the benefit of having scholarships was also a big help. But most importantly, from a program and opportunity standpoint, again, the Crosby MBA laid a great foundation, and it's played an important role in my career here at the Fed. Not only, I would say, from a technical skills standpoint, and I'm thinking coursework, classes, but also just from an experiential standpoint. The Crosby MBA had numerous outlets, I would say, inside and outside the classroom, to practice skills such as communication and teamwork, time management, and leadership. And those skills, those things that you need, those are timeless. So I draw upon those all the time. And it was being able to do that, I think, in the Crosby MBA program, in that supportive and challenging learning environment, that was really helpful when I got to my job here at the Fed. So I pursued my MBA with an emphasis in management, and I tried to involve myself in as many experiences that I could. I was definitely interested in growing my leadership and development skills. As Kimberly mentioned, I helped to co-found the Treehouse Consulting Association, which is a great experience. I was also president of the MBA Association, and I interned at a risk consulting company between my first and second years. In my opinion, these experiences outside of the classroom, they were equally as important, and helped to supplement all of that great classroom learning, technical skills and classes. And again, all of this has helped, and I draw upon those experiences all the time here at my job at the Fed. So before I turn it over back to you, Kimberly, I thought I'd give a brief overview of my time here at the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. I've been here for 4 years now and began my career as a bank examiner. So I audited banks to basically assess whether or not they were following banking laws and regulations, which, as everyone knows, has really changed a lot with the Dodd-Frank Act and the recent recovery from the financial crisis back in 2008. The role is a very analytical and data-driven job, and it requires examiners to really synthesize a lot of information, both quantitative and qualitative, and being able to arrive at conclusions that then must be effectively communicated not only to my management, but to bankers. So a lot of different audiences. Anyway, I did that for about 3.5 years and recently moved into a management position, which has been a very busy but fulfilling experience so far. I currently manage 7 bank examiners, and they support bank supervision activities in our region. We have 7-state region, and they also support initiatives across the United States on behalf of the entire Federal Reserve System. So again, it's been challenging and rewarding. I think I'm particularly grateful that the Fed lets me be part of the Mizzou campus recruiting team, so I get a lot of opportunities to live into and show my Mizzou pride as well.